What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. We are just a few hours away from the launch of Season 3 of Black Ops 6, and with it comes the return of Verdansk. We get to play firing range and multiplayer again. There's a lot of reasons to be excited. But before we get to that excitement, before we get to Season 3, I want to talk about Season 2. Because for me personally, I look at Season 2 as yet another disappointing season of Call of Duty. A season that looked promising, but unfortunately, the content just kind of under-delivered. But before I get into my full thoughts on Season 2, I want to hear from you guys down below in that comment section. Did you like Season 2? Did you not? Did you think it was memorable, or do you think it's going to be forgettable? I'd love to know your thoughts down below in that comment section. So let's dive right into Season 2, and to start, I'm going to show you guys the roadmap. And honestly, this looks like a pretty run-of-the-mill roadmap for a season of Call of Duty. The problem is the execution. Again, I feel like all of the content we got was sort of lazy. Let's start with the multiplayer maps. Bounty and Dealership are what? Mid at best? Terrible at worst? Neither of these maps are very good. And then Lifeline is yet another small map that they've created for the brain rot game mode of Face Off. And yet everybody is still back playing 24/7 Stakeout. So was it really that memorable of a map? And then we have Grind, which I will say is a great map, but it's not new. When is Call of Duty finally going to break away from their past and start creating good new maps? I'd love to see that in addition to bringing some of these old maps back. I think this fan base deserves a good combination of new and old. Unfortunately, right now, it feels like Call of Duty is going to be held up on the nostalgia of old maps, on the design of maps that are 10 plus years old. Nonetheless, I digress. This was also the season where they brought in Bullet, which is just a glorified hallway map. Again, it's brain rot. Not sure why people like playing it, but hey, whatever floats your boat. And then we got some other game modes brought in. And of course, one of the things I will focus on here is the fact that gun game continues to be added and removed from Black Ops 6 every couple of weeks. Why they can't just keep that game mode in the game, absolutely beyond me. I don't really know. Then there is the new Slipstream perk that came in as well. Again, I said that it makes Tactical Sprint obsolete. This is probably the best gameplay update they've made to Call of Duty in a while. And honestly, it's a perk that I'm going to run on almost every single class because I personally think Tactical Sprint is pointless. Slipstream is a great perk. I'm glad they added it to the game. Maybe it should just become base kit. Those are my thoughts on that. And then we get into zombies. We got the new map, The Tomb, which has been ridiculed for a long time, ever since it released. And frankly, I don't know if it deserves the amount of criticism and ridicule it receives, but players do seem to default to other maps that Treyarch has created this year. Citadel de Mort was a better map. Liberty Falls and Terminus seem to be better maps as well. And I think people are a little bit over the use of a wonder weapon like the Staff of Ice. And in addition to this, they added the new Death Perception perk, which frankly just wasn't any good. And that was a massive problem, a massive issue. So that was zombies. That was multiplayer. And then we get to Warzone, which didn't have really anything when it came to content, so people still had to play Urzikstan and Area 99, both of which are past their prime. I mean, if Area 99 ever had a prime, it would already be past it. So it's good that we're getting Verdansk, but I mean, where is any of the new content? We didn't get any of that in Warzone Season 2. They promised a bunch of gameplay updates, and honestly, I don't think it did enough to make Warzone feel like a better experience. Hopefully, the return of Verdansk changes that and makes the game overall feel and play better. And then, of course, we got a bunch of weapons added to the game just to add for more bloat. I mean, I'm sure some people enjoy them. I haven't personally unlocked all of them because I don't really care to. So you can probably tell me down below in the comments if you like them or not. And lastly, the events. We had the Shadowhunt event, the Terminator event, the TMNT event, all of which just seemed like poor retreads of what we'd seen already. The Terminator event was the same event we had at Christmas. The TMNT event was very similar to the Squid Game event. And then Shadowhunt was the only one that actually tried to do anything different, but all that it really had was the Slipstream perk that was memorable, and that was it. All of these events are just thrown in the game as poor attempts to give you a false sense of rewards instead of actually adding anything to change the overall experience of the game. I said it then and I'll say it again. The Terminator event should have come with a brand new map, with some Terminator modes, and they didn't. The TMNT event did come with some TMNT modes, and it came with Grind being reskinned as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle map. I praised it, as it should. It's just really too bad that the rest of the event felt lazy and forced. And we're retreading the same waters yet again with almost every event that's coming in Season 3. I almost guarantee it. Like the return of Black Ops or whatever it's called. Yeah, the reward is fine. You get an operator, that's cool. But outside of that, it's just yet another stupid XP event because we haven't done enough of those already. I'm just so tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting the result to impress players. No, it doesn't. It just makes the rewards feel less and less earned. It feels like there's no point to even playing the game. And that's where Season 2 really pushed me. I played a lot of Black Ops 6 before the end of Season 1. I mean, Season 1 kind of pushed me away, but it's not like Season 2 did anything to recapture me, to bring me back, to excite me to play the game. I tried out all the content. There was content I liked, content I didn't. Like I said earlier, I liked the Slipstream perk. I liked Grind. But I'm not going to associate those two things with an impressive season of Call of Duty. It's just more of the same. These content releases feel more and more forced and less like they're supposed to impact the game in a positive way. Because I don't think we did that this year. I don't think this season did that. I don't think it made a positive impact. We could have had a better zombies experience. We could have had better multiplayer maps. We could have had more interesting modes. I know there's players that like the overdrive mode. That's great. I'm glad you have that. But like overall, one mode does not make a season. The same way that one map doesn't make a season. We have to look at everything all together and ask ourselves, was it even good? And the answer to that is no. It's yet another season wasted because they're just too complacent to try to put themselves out of their comfort zones. This is a comfortable update that doesn't try anything new, doesn't try anything bold, and heaven forbid, try to think outside the box. I really hope that Season 3 does change up the formula a little bit, that we see something tangible and different. I hope the original content is actually good. I hope they're not relying too much on Firing Range and on Verdansk to help hold up the rest of the season and help hold up the rest of the game. Honestly, for me, if I'm able to just play Firing Range, Grind, and Nuketown all the time, that might make the game better for me. But does that mean that the game is being held up by new content or it's relying on the past? I think you guys can answer that yourselves. You guys are smart enough people to know that's the game relying on the past. The same way that they're relying on the past with the return of Verdansk. I'd like to see new content be celebrated and prop up the rest of the game. But it's hard to say that it is. The only thing that seems to be propping up Black Ops 6 right now is Stakeout. That to me is impressive, honestly. I cannot believe the love that map has, just because it's the only map in that mode that seems to be worth continuously replaying, regardless of the amount of brain rot that it seems to seep into the rest of the community. But nonetheless, Season 2 was an overall disappointment that really didn't do anything new or bring anything interesting into Call of Duty. I'm hoping for something different with Season 3, but I'm not going to get my hopes too high. Again, I asked you at the start of the video, I'll ask you at the end of the video to share your thoughts on Season 2 down below in that comment section. Maybe roast me on my opinions. Tell me why I'm wrong. State your case as to why Season 2 was good. I'd love to hear it in that comment section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.